chant scripts. I used to sit in a room and do this. You ready? Hi, I was calling about the homeless for sale in the industry. Is this the owner? Great. My name's Aaron, I'm a local real estate agent. I'm sure I figured out by now your home came off the market as Expireds listing. I was calling 5 times as fast as I could, 10 times actually, as fast as I could out loud. That, FSBOs, pre-qual, and the listing presentation one time, as fast as I could. There's 20,000 agents, probably way less now. Let's say there's like 15,000 agents in the multiple listing service in this county. There's 100 that do more than 20 million in volume. 100, despite what you see on Instagram. Looks like everybody's balling. They're not. There's 15,000 people competing for 100 jobs. Does your practice schedule reflect the fact that you want one of those jobs doing 20 million in volume? I would bring my wife into the room, be like, yo, let's role play. Not that type of role play, but I'd be like, I'm an agent. No, I'm just, so, but I would go through the listing presentation. I would record it. That's somebody who's committed to being what? In control. Write out listing presentations and find a guide. I don't care if it's me, preferably me, but me, Jose, whoever, I don't care who it is. Find somebody that has a demonstrated track record of producing the outcome that you want. Guys, we live in a world where you don't have to be competent to be famous. You know the problem that creates for all of you? You end up following people that have no idea what they're doing. You know how many times I've seen people put people on a stage to talk about media and they have like 100 followers, 1,000 followers? Like, why are they talking about it? You know what the criteria should be? How much money do you make from media? So find a guide, somebody who has a demonstrated track record, right? And then plug in. We have a role play group if you want to get involved. Next thing I got to do is I got to get clear on what leads will allow me to be in control, okay? And what's actually working right now. Because you know what I've noticed? In the traditional like gurus of real estate, they talk about the 4 horsemen all the time. Expireds, FSBOs, canceleds, just listed, just sold, sphere of influence. That's it. And then you know what they do? And you guys are like, oh, yeah. Every year they just recycle them. Like, oh my God, expired. You're like, oh my God, it's expires? Past clients. Oh, wait, it's past clients? And it's for 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades. They're just talking about the same stuff all the time. Hey, let me ask you a question. How many people have been on the planet Earth long enough to know that in the last 20, 30 years, things have changed radically? What's actually working? And you need to make data-driven decisions around lead sources, guys. Most of us don't make any data-driven decisions at all. You know what we're making? We're taking somebody's word for it, who either hasn't ever sold real estate or they did a long time ago. So remember we talked about the context of the market, which is there are less transactions, yes. 90% of people have mortgages less than 6%, and 60% have mortgages less than 4%. So we need to find who's doing business. The first one that I know for a fact, because I know from direct experience, and plus I've taught it to a bunch of people, and it's got great results for them, and one of them is in this room, is that the riches are in the niches. So we've just determined that the only people that are going to do business have to, yes? So those would be life events. Now, my favorite is probate or death. Yep, you notice the energy in the room? Reason being is because of what I just said. I live in heaven's waiting room. We have the largest elderly population in the country. Did you know that 65% of probate properties are free and clear? And let me ask you a question. How motivated do you think they are to sell their house? Exceptionally motivated, okay? Now, there is a small population, maybe 20% that they keep it and do something else with it, but everybody else wants to sell it. And they want to sell it? Now. I'm sorry, when? Now. Interesting. You know what I mean? I don't have to talk to them for like 10 months and take them out to coffee and be like, oh, we're friends. You're going to list it with me, right? And then they list it with somebody else. Yeah, people laugh, have done that. That's what's happened, right? So this is a fantastic source. Now, here's what's really dope about this source is I taught everything I knew about this source to somebody that's in this room. Heath was a part-time agent, okay? Full-time cop. And he wanted to get into real estate, and one of his buddies said, yo, you need to call Aaron. So he calls me out of the blue. I hadn't talked to him in a long time. He's like, yo, I'm thinking about getting into real estate. I'm like, great. He decided he partnered with us, and he was actually on my team, like, here in South Florida. And I knew that I wanted to like share this particular skill set with him. So I taught him everything that I knew about probate. What to say and how to say it, where to get the leads, where to get the contact information, how to create urgency, how to get contracts signed, understanding the legal aspect of probate. You did how many deals last year?
Last year was 26.
As a part-time agent, and how many of those were probate?
It's like 23.
Did you hear what he just said? I'm sorry, that's what? Crazy! But no, guess what? It's not, because we live in heavens.
Now that I'm not part-time,
yeah,
I take it so far.
Yeah.
And this I just set a record back for a
2.8 million bucks. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. The next thing, lead source that we know is working, and there's multiple examples of in the room of it working. So in 2008, how many people here were selling real estate in 2008? Okay, a little bit of the room, maybe like 20%. So the rest of you have no idea what I'm talking about. In 2008, who was the distressed seller? What was causing the distress? Greed.
Greed is good.
And everybody thought they were a real estate genius. They were buying properties with exotic mortgage products that had adjustable rates, thinking that real estate always goes up in double digits, which it doesn't. Then those rates adjusted and they had no money and they dumped them on the market in high volume. Supply went up, demand went down. When I was selling real estate down here, half of everything on the market was a foreclosure or short sale. Half. I was slinging little condos down here for like $30,000. So who's the distressed seller of 2025? They can't afford it. Well, let me ask you a question. Did you know that we have record numbers of credit card debt in the country right now? Do you know that we have record numbers of car loan debt in the country right now? And we also have record numbers of educational debt. And we've experienced 4 or 5 years of pretty aggressive inflation. Don't believe you if they tell you otherwise. That's because you print too much money. That's why that happens. So because they've experienced this, you know who the distressed seller is? People who can't pay their bills. That's why cash offer programs are working swimmingly, fantastically well. These big platforms, remember we talked about that internet thing? They're finding people on the internet before you get to them. And then they either want the clients themselves, so they want a referral fee. Well, the other thing that they noticed is cash offer programs is a wonderful way to generate leads. So they all have a cash offer program, don't they? You know what else they know? They know statistically over only 2 to 5% of the time will somebody take the cash offer because it's too low. But then do you know what they end up with? A seller lead that they sell to you to 35%.
Oh, no.
So wouldn't it make logical sense that I'd be doing the same thing for myself? So there's these cash offer programs and there's various different ways you can do it. We're actually going to have somebody speak to you who has a company that is called Motivated Seller Leads that finds people that raise their hand and say they want a cash offer. Would that be helpful in this environment? Because then you can have a conversation with them. You can pre-qualify them. And if it's a listing, guess what? Go list it. If they want an offer, guess what? Buy it or sell it to an investor and make money. Yeah, and this is why that's working so well. I believe that whoever adds more value wins. Agents, because we've been kind of operating in this antiquated way, the only thing we think about is helping you to list and sell. Yes? Like buy and sell. That's it. I believe that the future of real estate is not, agents won't just understand retail, they'll understand wholesale, they'll understand sub 2, they'll understand creative finance, they'll be able to put all different types of deals together. They'll put a menu of options in front of you and you know what they'll say? I don't care which one you choose. Because you're not providing that menu of options, you know what they're doing? They're going to Open Door. They're going to other options. It should be staying with you, yes? But why isn't it? Because I'm not willing to learn something? That's right. For that reason, we have the one and only Pace Morby coming tomorrow. He's the #1 creative finance book in the country right now. He is the king of creative finance. He's going to be in this room teaching you how to put creative finance deals together. The last thing that I know for a fact is working is new construction. The median price of a new construction home is actually the same as a resale property. So you get a brand new product for the same. Not only that, those transactions on average have 5% concessions, which the buyer can use to buy down. So check this out. Not only do you get a newer property for the same price, but because the cost of money is less, it's actually cheaper. It's become one of the only affordable ways to buy a house, guys. We know that's working, 100%. If he's here, there he is, Esteban. So I actually coach Esteban, and he's down here in South Florida. He does a lot. How many deals did you do last year? 80, 90? Yeah, something like that. So we're on a call one day, and I'm like, hey, bro, this new construction thing, you're doing it well. Let's do a webinar. He's like, what? That sounds crazy. Yeah, send an email to all your database. Say, hey, I'm doing a webinar on how to buy a home with a 4% interest rate. How many people showed up to that webinar? 65. And one of those 65 did what? Bought right away, and what was the price? So you made how much money? He's like, I don't know, it's a lot, I forgot. Made like 40 grand, bro, because he's going where deals are being done, yes? Truth is on a spectrum. Two things can be true at the same time. It's not that for sale by owners, cancels, and expires aren't good sources. It's just that there's something that's more true right now. My experience is if you do what's easy, your life becomes hard. If you do what's hard, your life becomes easy. If you do what's easy, you end up in the zoo. You're fed, you're told what to do, you don't have any freedom. If you do what's hard, your life becomes easy. And it's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor is it the most intelligent. It's the ones that are the most adaptable to actually changing, guys. Those are the ones that continue to thrive. I really do believe with all these changes for agents who get this and implement what I just said, you will make more money than was ever possible before. Okay? Let's go!
First of all, I'm massively uncomfortable, like waiting for my turn.
Hey,
Like a slow motion, like car wreck. And I'm finally here, so I'm like, I'm gonna shake it off a little bit because like, ugh.
when we first connected, what was your personal experience like to be Ben? And how were you feeling about the real estate industry, like about the business?
I was probably within 6 months of leaving the business.